delicious pasta. Oh, wow.
I don't know about
you guys are incredible.
I don't know about you guys watching at home, but do you think this looks like some convention about to happen? It's like...
I mean, we booked that Casper studio.
I saw some comments. Person said, "You look like the general overseer, of course, in the middle. Sito looks like the music minister."
That's why I called him the minister. Ministration.
Some ministration from minister.
You know, I'm thinking Jovetos.
I'm telling you.
You know how they introduce them in church, right? When they introduce the minister, they will do the keyboard something.
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys are amazing, man. Yeah, amazing.
People are mad. But thank you guys for joining us. We've got a lot to cover today on the show, brought to you by Johnny Walker. Keep walking. And of course, like I said, and like I say always, Johnny Walker is a big boy Drake. So when you gather as the big boys like Sicho and Daniel and co, always make sure you've got yourself a Johnny Walker. Keep walking. It's for real gentlemen and real women. Also, hunters, that is what is meant for bringing people together, okay? So whenever you have a party, make sure there is a hunter cider in there. Tastes different and it's great. The women absolutely love it, and you can find hunters anywhere you go. Also, Syntex tank, I tell you, you cannot have a party without water. And these days, the way they're rationing the water by heart, trust me, if you're building your home or if you have an old home, you need a water storage, and there is no better water tank than the ones from Syntex, and you can get them in different colors, not just a very generic black one that you go and put in your house. Your house is a different color. Maybe your house is all white. You want a white water tank, they've got it for you. Okay, and then they've got all the kinds of layers that you want. Inner layer, a white bag, a white layer, and you can get as many as you want. They give you as many as a 7-year warranty. So Syntex tank, and they have over 300 agents nationwide, so do check them out as well. Also, Kivo, okay? Kivo have also joined us here as sponsors.
Wait.
Kivo,
no, you have to drum roll them.
Yes.
Into usher them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kivo!
Kivo!
That's right. Woo! Kivo, I'm Gary Soakins. Listen, you know what Kivo is? It's basically what you and I hoped we had when we were in secondary school.
Yeah.
Gary Soakins mixed together in one pack. In
Where have they been all this time?
All you need is water.
In packs. All you need is water.
It would have been so easy for the seniors.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Charlie.
The way seniors like things in packs. Oh, yeah.
You come on,
So 4-in-1, right?
Brilliant.
So the Gary is there, the creamer is there, granite is there, sugar.
Love oh, brilliant.
4-in-1. Fantastic. And it comes in packs. All you just need is water. So you can put it in the back of your car. It's a quick meal. Everybody.
Quick.
Okay, guys. Let's get straight to it. Showing you some highlights. This is a really proud moment, a great moment. Dreams FC, they are continuing to roll on the dream. Okay, they won the MTN FA Cup, went to represent Africa, almost didn't do it in the CAF Confed Cup. Everybody thought, okay, this is just Soshe in Chi, right? Let's try and see what happens, all right? But somehow, Dreams have made it all the way to the semifinals, and they were drawn against Zamalek. The first leg was at the Cairo International Stadium, okay, which seats over 80,000 people. And this club, only formed in 2009, went there and secured a vital 0-0 draw. Take a look at how they did it.
Advancing all the way through to the last four. The awkward one for the Dreams keeper, Solomon Agbasi. And Shikabala back available again after 3 weeks out. Able to hit the target. Hamza Matlouti scored some important goals in this season's competition. Able to steer his header on target. There was then a painful collision between John Antwi and Zamalek goalkeeper Mohamed Awad. Chances few and far between in the first half. Shikabala almost catching out Agbasi, who did well to backpedal and help the ball over his own crossbar. And Shikabala again denied, this time by Abdul Jalilu. Good defensive work from the Dreams captain. And then right at the end in stoppage time, somehow And Zamalek unable to turn the ball home. Had a number of chances. Spilled by Agbassi. Steered against the crossbar by Abdul Majid. Some confusion as to whether he has or he hasn't. Making his way to the bench. There goes the final whistle.
Look at that dramatic last minute. The ball just wouldn't go in. Solomon Agbasi doing some magical stuff. Now, the return leg is in a week's time, Sunday at the Babaya Sports Stadium in Kumasi, 4 p.m. So make sure you go there and support them. Speaking of Dreams FC, I'll take the guys' thoughts very shortly. But they arrived in Ghana earlier today, around 12:30 p.m. And so, as Joy Sports, we care and support Ghana football a lot. So we were the only media house that were at the airport to meet them, okay? And then, obviously, we spoke to their head coach, Karim Zito. And this is what he said after their arrival.
Game as a coach, you've got to ask yourself what do you need in that game. And then when you come to compromise, you come to conclusion that this is what you want, then you have to prepare towards that objectives. So I think I'm very happy I told you, at least we are going in for a win. At least if we don't get a win, the draw will be better for us. That was the promise I gave to you. So we welcome it and then we went there. I know you were training. You saw how we were seriously working on that issue because when you look at Zamalek, the combination of play is very fantastic, and so you got to plan how to stop them and then stop them. So I think we were lucky we had our own game, and then so we are coming to work harder than what we did to face them.
On Sunday,
yeah.
How difficult is it?
No, it will be very, very difficult because they were surprised. You know, sometimes I say there's positive and negative about all issues in the world. When you look at our position in the league, it will give you a different impression about Dreams. So it was like, who are these boys, blah, blah. And you see us, small boys. So before they realize this is what they wanted and they could not get it, they have to push, fighting the referees and so forth. So I think we've all seen it before. We relied on information, but now we've seen it live. So we have to plan seriously how to face them and then we'll change the party anyway. I will not sit back because 1-0 is we all have the chances. But the advantage we are having is we are playing home and they don't have the number 12 because seriously, what we saw there, it was fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations and good luck.
Wow, Karim Zito. This man deserves a lot of credit, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Last week when we sat here and I said that they need to come back from that Cairo trip with the game still alive. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think they were going to come back with a goalless draw. I was thinking they'd come a slim defeat. You know,
2-0.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. So I was saying that they have to come to Ghana with the game still alive. But what they've gone there to do is to shut Zamalek out, frustrate them for the entire time, and then come to Ghana with a goalless draw. It's not the safest of scorelines, but it is a good one, knowing that you didn't lose the game against such a good side. So if something is going to give you an encouragement and momentum, is that you didn't concede away from home. But what Zamalek will also be holding on to is that when they travel, and I was checking up with Danny, their record away from home, in this campaign has been good.
Yeah.
So it's still Zamalek, it's still a very tough side, but that is Dreams FC, who nobody really expected them to be here. It's got to a point where you can't put anything past them. When you watch, it doesn't matter who they're coming up against. You're watching a team that is swimming on a certain momentum that nothing at the moment is stopping them. But he just said it. He's not going to sit back like he sat back in Cairo. He's going to go on the front foot and attack. So what kind of game are we going to see? Because we know Zamalek, the reason why they couldn't break Dreams down is because they didn't have the spaces to counter-attack. And their game is normally set out on countering. So when they've gone away from home, opponents have attacked them and they've got in behind them. So you wonder if that is what happens when they come to Kumasi. But I know Coach Zito, for what he's done, has a plan.
Incredible. Sitio ended it nicely. He's continued from there for me. What must Dreams do? How would they need to approach this game on Sunday in order not to play into the hands of Zamalek? Because right now, that's everybody's fear.
Yeah.
Because they would feel they have to score. How do you do that while also keeping the back as tight?
And also remembering that African football still uses goal difference.
Yeah.
So a score
Away goal.
Yeah, away goal, sorry.
Yes, I will go with.
A score draw will favour Zamalek in this instance. But first of all, Coach Zito is very experienced. And if there's anybody you can trust in a cup competition, it is him.
Yeah.
So what is giving me the confidence is I just feel like the plan and the coaching will be on point. It will be up to the players to properly apply the instructions. Now, another thing that gives me confidence is no team has been able to shut out Zamalek at home in the CAF Confederation Cup this season. No team.
Only Dreams.
Only Dreams FC. On the flip side, Zamalek have conceded a goal in every away game that they faced. So Dreams FC can score. That's what we know. That's one, they can score, and they're the only team who have shown us that they can keep Zamalek out, even in very situations that are very much against them. So in Kumasi, I think that Dreams FC, if I was Zito, I'll continue with the game plan from Cairo. Keep it very tight because Zamalek thrive on you opening up. That's when they'll be able to pounce on you. Keep it very tight. Keep it goalless for as long as possible. And then pick your moments. We saw Dreams FC fashion out some really good opportunities. Yeah. Some was poor decisions. Some, there was one where Ajilim Boateng got the ball, but he was slightly offside. If he had just checked his run, that would have been a very good goal scoring opportunity. So for me, keep it as tight as possible. Don't be overly expansive. You don't have to win this game to qualify. You can still draw and not concede and take it further as possible. Maybe extra time, maybe penalties. But your moments will come. You've proven throughout the span of this competition from the start that you know how to pick moments. Yeah. You saw in the last round, when they conceded the equalizer, it was just about getting another chance. And that chance can come out of from nowhere, from a set piece. Dreams FC, anywhere. Dreams FC are dangerous in all sorts of circumstances. So for me, the most important thing is don't play into Zamalek's hands by trying to attack where they can catch you on transition. Keep it tight, keep it very compact, and pick your moments. And we could be staring at history again. And I'll repeat it again. I said it last time at the end of the round. This is probably on the same level or better than we saw Accra Hearts-of-Oak do with Jones Atukwefiu.
Yeah.
At that time, the Ghana Premier League was on par with some of the best leagues in Africa. And there was no reason why our teams couldn't go there and rub shoulders. This time around, we are looking at something that I don't even think has happened in like world football, where a team from an outside league on the continent will come all the way and have reached the semi-final. This is such a remarkable story. I just think for a lot of people who have grown up with that perception that the Ghana League is the Ghana League, that's the reason why we are not appreciating this feat by Dreams FC. But if you understand, if you look at the CAF rankings for leagues, you look at how far below we are, and you look at the record that our teams have shown in the past couple of years and what Dreams FC are doing.
And even for Dreams, I mean, Hearts-of-Oak historically have a certain level of pedigree. Dreams, with the greatest respect to them, are now building their pedigree. Yeah. So to be achieving what they are achieving now is remarkable.
It's unbelievable. And as far as Zamalek themselves are concerned, their record in Ghana is not that great. So there's also that, and they can. And Dreams can draw inspiration from that. And I agree with what Daniel said about the fact that this is a very special Dreams team, because in the history of Ghana football, we've only had very limited number of clubs make it all the way to the final of CAF's inter-club competitions. And if you look at maybe in the last, I don't know, maybe last 30 years, you can count on one hand how many clubs have made the final. Off the top of my head, Kotoko and Hearts-of-Oak, they made the finals 2004. Hearts-of-Oak made the finals 2000, which they won. Yeah. You go back to 97, Ashko made the final. And before that, Kotoko in 93, which was against Zamalek, by the way, and they lost. So look at that. So that's on one hand, and they've only counted 4 clubs. So it really is special if Dreams can get to the final. So it doesn't happen often. And if they do make the final in the Confed Cup, we can have the same conversation and put them in the same realm as what we've put Hearts-of-Oak or Kotoko, the great teams of Hearts-of-Oak or Kotoko, even Ashanti Gold under Akufo-Addo, we can put them in the same category. Speaking of Kotoko and Haasefuk, they were involved in league actions. Beginning with Kotoko, they played against Samatex in Kumasi, and they got a first win in 50 days. Okay, that's how long, 2.5 months is how long Kotoko fans have had to wait for a victory. And this victory came out right, and they're celebrating, but not a lot of people are happy with the way Kotoko won it, because the penalty that was awarded for the goal that was scored raised lots of eyebrows. But let me not be the one to tell you. You watch and you judge.
Is not losing guard. Here comes Baba Musa racing deep into Kotoko territory. He's looking for support. He finds Osewusu. Osewusu shoots and he goes out for a goal kick. But the ball is always rising above the goal post for a goal kick. Zeze Ben Swan straight to Bar. Into Menu. Kote makes the run down the right side. Here comes Emmanuel Kote for Kotoko. Looks for Aqua. But there's a poor ball from Kote. Goal kick. Down. Kote. He sends the ball in. Can this be the first goal? Aqua goes down. Penalty. Asante Kotoko have a penalty. That's Kote. He made the run. Good control from Kote. Decides to go through the middle. Aqua. There was contact. And he went down in the box. It was the central defender, Jabin, who made contact with Aqua after this pass from Emmanuel Kote. Samatex will protest because they think it's a soft call by the referee. Forward. Here goes Morrison. And Morrison scores. It's Kotoko 1, Samatex 0. The Porcupines in the lead, and that's the way Morrison and his boys want to celebrate the goal. The Porcupines in the lead, and Samatex are having a mini conference on the pitch. Now for Samatex, we're into the final minute. Corner taken by Jetia. Sharif unable to clear. Here is Owusu-Boakye on the volley. That was close. Brilliant delivery from Owusu-Boakye. Controlled it and took it on the volley. Brilliant stuff. But
all right, listen, 50 days, the last time Kotoko won a game, so that's not 2.5 months. That's nearly 2 months, right? Now, bottom line, though, is we cannot move on without talking about the penalty incident, and we'll show you several angles of it. Your thoughts on it? Kotoko got the win, but rather unfortunate that we're talking about the penalty.
Yeah, it was the biggest talking points of the day. That's not a pen, not in a million years. Attacker kicks into the defender who's not trying to obstruct the attack.
What's wrong with the penalty here?
There's that. When you look at it, it's just attacker swinging his leg into his man. So it's not as if the defender is blocking his path. He stood right there, and the kick comes into him. I'm not sure how. There, and look at it right there. If there's anything, that's a foul. That's a foul for against Kotoko, you know. But the referee is taking a foul, but it's pointed to the wrong place. It's pointed to the spot. Very harsh on Samatex.
Yeah. For me, yes, it's not a pen, but I sort of understand the referee. If you are looking at it on first glance from where he's looking at it from,
he's pretty close.
He's pretty close, but you could easily interpret it as the Samatex player sort of shifting his leg into the position where he impedes the Kotoko player. On first glance, that's I can understand the referee.
How about the ball passed the striker even before he tried to attack the ball?
No, you see, I'm saying that because we've seen several instances like this in foreign leagues where the offensive player basically kicks into the defensive player's leg. Initially, he's given us a foul, and then VAR comes and intervenes. This time around, and we've been promised VAR. In fact, we were promised VAR. VAR was supposed to start last season.
Supposed to be rolling this season.
Yeah, and unfortunately, these.
So I have a question for you, Daniel. If there was VAR, would this have been overturned?
Of course. It's not a pen. It's not a pen. But again, you can't blame the referee. They are seeing these things in real time. And even for me, I watched the video without looking at the caption, first of all. And I didn't see anything wrong with it until I closed the video and then looked at the caption.
You were influenced by the caption?
Yeah, and went back to look at the replay.
Listen, I look at it straight up right here. The attacker completely
Yeah, from
kicks
here
the
you
ball.
see it clear. From the replay you see it
he
clear.
miskicks the. And I look at the referee's position is brilliant. If you're going
He's
to mark,
right there.
If you're going to mark the referee for positioning, that's 100%.
Yes.
In a place where you can absolutely see everything clearly, it's just surprising that he's giving a penalty for when a defender has not even, tried to even kick the ball, just trying to block the shot. And yeah, for Kotoko, they needed something to go their way because they've been at times very unlucky this season. They've not been playing well, they've not been winning games. So this all goes their way. But for Samatex, they would absolutely be furious.
Yeah. Nuruddin Amadou he said he would not be commenting on the officiating, which is probably the best thing to do because I'm not sure he would have a lot of good things to say about the officiating. Not a great penalty call, but of course it was given. And Kotoko still needed to do their job, which was to score the penalty, and they did. So they've got a first win in 8 matches now. And Ogum was more than happy enough to face the press for the first time in, like, what?
Forever.
Forever. He addressed the post-match press conference. He usually doesn't. Leaves that to his assistant, but he did it this time around. Listen, while Kotoko were celebrating, and while it looks like Joy is returning to the club after their meetings with Otufo and what have you, House of Folk dragged themselves back into misery by losing to Legon Cities in Dow. Take a look at the highlights.
Go on, and we saw lots of that in the first 45 minutes. The travelling fans of Accra Hearts of Folk. There you see Atta fuming with the men in front of him. What?
The last touch came off Asari.
Headed on, here's Kashala. His first shot.
End up walking away with all 3 points.
Well, that's a possibility, and I see that the Accra Hearts of Folk fans have secured the break that they wanted. Asari. This time he goes over the top.
Not a bad effort, Legon Cities.
Two-man wall formed by Accra Hearts of Folk is trailed in. Attack goes up, and then eventually is booted away.
To find some grip when he was at the left-hand side, I think it was a good decision to swap places.
Corner kick effected. And that's goal! Number 2 for Legon Cities.
What a lovely in swinging, no one marking him. And Friday, who was closest to him, but what a lovely whip into the box. And just look at that Hearts of Folk defense.
All right, so that's 4 defeats now for Ouattara in the last 5. I thought they lost 3 on the bounce, and then they won last weekend, came from behind to beat RTU. And then we thought, okay, they were back, right? Then they went and then they lost like that to Legon Cities. The goalkeeping really poor. The traveling Hearts of Folk fans were so irate that they confronted the head coach. And I like Ouattara for this because he saw that the fans were angry, and instead of just walking away, he went over there to talk to them, and he says these are the materials that he has. And he also says the night before the game, they didn't have water, they didn't have electricity. So yeah, Dumso contributed to their poor preparations. But this is, to be fair, this is good to see.
Yeah, it is. In other places, you see fans, the ultras, as they call them, calling all the players around to have a conversation with them. We saw it happen over the weekend when Napoli,
yes,
we've seen it happening in AC Milan, many clubs. It's the fans at the club, and so it's pleasing to see that the coach respects that hard time to have that discussion with them. For Ouattara, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Hearts of Folk have not been consistent. And the number of points Hearts of Folk have dropped because of goalkeeping errors.
It's ridiculous.
It should be going to 15 points. It should be. Because they keep getting these errors against them.
From my count, Hearts of CAF conceded 6 goals directly from goalkeeping errors.
Yeah, and it's terrible. And some of them happen
from different goalkeepers.
From different goalkeepers.
The impact of those goals.
Yeah, yes, the
Most
impact
of
of
them
those
have
goals.
become like our winners.
Yeah.
So,
Crucial.
I agree with you.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Hearts of Oak have not been consistent. So when they even had those 3 games in a row, it wasn't a matter of if that was could have continued, that was going to continue, but the answer was no. And I think the manager has come into a time where he couldn't bring in his own players. He's still learning about the team. So if the club is going to be patient with him, maybe the next season is when he can probably be properly judged on the work he's doing with Hearts of Oak.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Let's look at the rest of the results from Ghana Premier League Match Week 27. Despite the defeat, Samatex, of course, are still top of the table. So that's the rest of the results there. Heart of Lions, Bashir Hayford, 3-0 win over a top 4 team, Nations FC. That is an unbelievable result for Heart of Lions. RT, you can't say the same for themselves, losing at home in Tamale to Insua Treman. Kotoko beating Samatex 1-0. But for Kwatano drawing 1-0 with Bechem United in that BA derby. Gold Stars also stopped Ejana Stars, which is significant because the moment Samatex lost, they would have been hoping that Ejana Stars lost too, and Ejana lost as well. And then Nations also didn't take maximum points. So all the top 3 teams dropping points this season is not great. And this is what the table looks like. Samatex 49 points. Nations FC, 44 points. Ejana Stars, 42 points. And you've got Insua with 41 points as well. And you see Kotoko down in 10th position with 36 points. They are above Hearts of Oak, so it's not looking good for the Phobians. 35 points they have. Lagos City is 35 as well. Now, Great Olympics were supposed to play Dreams FC this weekend, so they were not in action, but they celebrated their 70th anniversary this weekend. Oli Bobu. Oli
70.
Oh yes, Oli 70. Oli have done remarkable. 70 years, 2 league titles. Okay, when I say those two figures in the same sentence, it doesn't sound impressive.
When you say remarkable, I almost asked remarkable in what? Yeah.
Okay, so well, congratulations to everyone at Great Olympics, of course, celebrating 70 years over the weekend. That remarkable club. 70 years would be that they were formed in 1934, I believe. My maths is
1936.
yeah.
Was it?
Is it? Yeah. Okay, we'll check.
Did you have to really?
At the shop.
What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve by going? What are you trying to achieve?
I want to see.
You want to flex that you know some maths or something?
Yeah, we are in 2024.
Yeah.
2024 minus 70 will give you which year? That's the math.
54.
1954.